Yo, whoa, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Damn it, I shouldn't have hit go live yet. There we go. I'm not I'm not going to speak to y'all first. Lotion. Put this lotion on my hand meat. Oh damn. Man, what's up, y'all? What's happening? Fat guy with guns. Coy, what up? Hillbilly, Mr. Brian Bridges. What it do? What it do? Jason Ewing. I can't scroll down yet till I get rid of all this lotion. Get myself together. All right, here we go. Fat guy with guns, Big Easy. What's up, man? John Mall, same OG. What's happening? What's happening? Hit the like button for me. One in the chamber. What's good? Refrigerator Q. Coy, I don't need your vocabulary classes today, brother. Because you would have said the same thing. You know, sometimes it puts me in a funny spot. Shannon and Jason are here. The Ewings are in the building. Dale Brooks. What happened? Bullyproof. What it do? Antoine Smith. Steve, what's up, man? What's up, everybody? Deuce Trey. DMR, what's happening, man? Devil Row. What up, dog? Look, let's hit the like button now so I don't have to I don't be want to say it so much. I know it's annoying to y'all for me to keep when I be saying it all the time. So if y'all just do me that favor, you can just pop out the live, hit the like button, and come back in. JL Custom Owns. What's up, brother? What's happening? Who that, babe? What up, who that, babe? Let me see. How's we looking? We're way behind, y'all. We're not even halfway there with the likes. Y'all hit the like button for me. This is good because we ain't even got to 50 people yet. So this is a great time to find out who didn't hit the like button. Ghetto, what's up, bro? Now don't start. Ghetto, you know, we're still trying to get over the last debacle you had, brother. I'm still tussling with that. Rodney Brady, what's happening, man? New York City in the building. My dog. 313 up in here. Mr. Martin, what it do? Ghetto, my homeboy, what's happening? But y'all definitely hit the like button for me, man, so we can, get the show on the road. That would be great. What was I gonna say to y'all? I don't know. I'm getting old, ain't no telling. I be forgetting. Dino says it's a perishable skill. So very important, especially for those that think the learning stops or they already know. I can agree with that. I think. I think. I think I can agree with that. Let me see how fast we can get the likes up. Um, right now we're about 20 behind, 20 something behind. Calvin Carbine, what's up, man? Or just tell me who decided not to hit the like button. Nola Saint, what it do? What's happening? I'm gonna let you slide on the Eorga. Or yep. Come on, don't do me like that, same OG. Don't treat me weird. Locked in, what up? Cammy in the building. 2A in LA. What up, champ? First, we need to define training. I thought I was the one struggling with vocabulary. You need the definition of training? Is that a difficult word? Now I'm gonna have to bring somebody here to help me. Now you just confused me. 6.5P, what's happening, man? You didn't mess me up. I don't even want to do this subject no more, bro. You just messed me up. This training don't mean what does why did you just say that? Roadblock. Relax, bro. Drive safe. 2A sister, what's up, my sister? Triggerholic, what's happening? Thank you, Knowledge. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. I like Knowledge, man. He's actually a cool guy. He's a little weird, a little crazy, but he cool. Real cool guy. And he told the truth right there. Let's hit the like button so we can get this show on the road. Cause y'all already know that I'm not just gonna make this be some technical ass training show, right? That's whack. What we're gonna do is we're gonna make it interesting like we do everything else. We're gonna make it interesting, right? You gotta make it a conversation I want you guys to be involved. That's why this is the dopest 2A live, because you, my friend, are involved. You are a part of it. Ain't just you listening to me talk. That don't make no sense. Plus, I don't be knowing what I'm talking about. Apparently, I don't know what training means, according to Refrigerator Q. So at this point, I'm just kind of waiting on you guys to hit the like button. Get caught up on the likes. That's all I'm waiting on right now. That ain't all I'm waiting on, but that's the main thing that I'm waiting on right now. That's the primary thing. And we still behind. Okay, who don't want to hit like? You know what it usually be? It usually be somebody that's watching but not comment. That's usually the people that don't hit the like button. Now, is it any of you guys that's in here that I'm looking at right now that decided not to hit the like? Just tell me. I don't never get mad about it. I just, Refrigerator Q, if you confuse me any more than you already have, you know what? I'm gonna get this party started early tonight. Thanks, Steve. Thanks, man. You know what I'm saying? Even if you just hit the like button, I'm okay with that. Hey, chill out, Cammy. I don't have a purse. I'm gonna get that link out there early. I'm watching, but I always hit the like button. Thank you, man. Thank you, Mr. Miller. Thank you so much for that. Yo, hey man, what's up, bro?
Nothing. What up?
Hey, get your boy.
Who?
Refrigerator Q.
Yeah, I'm watching him.
He confusing me out here, man. He said, "Let's define training." I almost canceled the whole live. What the hell you mean? The meaning changed?
Nah, but I see what he said. So
help me, man. Translate for the brother, because I'm gone. I'm lost.
I mean,
what's up, Erica?
Training as like practice, like just something you just go do, which can be training if you know what you're doing. That can be training. and others think that you only getting training if you go get a professional instructor.
So okay.
So he's
So
basically saying
my definition of training is something
What's up, Erica?
that you do to get better at something you're trying to do.
Right?
Is that not training?
That is training.
Now you talk okay, Dino. Thank you, man. Thank you. That's a great translation. So you talk about levels.
That's probably what he's talking about.
So it's the levels. That's what you're saying. The levels to it. Do I go and get an instructor, or is it something I do on my own? Well, I'm gonna tell you right now. Well, I ain't gonna tell you. I'm just gonna give you my personal thoughts on it.
I disagree with you, Hillbilly. I think it's the beginning of training. It's the beginning. It gets you started.
Yeah.
You don't stay there. It's just the beginning. What up, $2?
OG Deuce Dollar. Now, you know, what I was going to say is this. You can go and get someone to train you, you know, if it's something, maybe you want to work on something in particular, right? Like there's a skill set you need to learn, or you just can't figure that thing out and you need help with it. That's fair. You can also train yourself, you know. I mean, even this might sound bootleg, but even watching videos, watching others, and then going to safely practice, especially once you get all of your credentials together and you have a firearm, I think it's very important that people get to the range.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what range it is, I think it's very important that you do that.
Gun training can involve physical training. Yeah, it can involve physical training.
I mean, yeah, if that's what you want to do, I think. Now, wait, here go Refrigerator Q.
What up, Jeffrey?
He's gonna argue now. I'm about to argue with him. What
up, man?
Yo, what's going on, fellas?
Hey, what's up, man? Let's argue a little bit, man, because you're trying to confuse me and make me think I don't know what training means. Now, what's up, brother? How you doing, man?
No, I'm doing pretty good, man. I'm at my job, so I don't got much time. But
Okay.
I'm gonna tap in real quick, kind of defend myself, so to say. But no, I just noticed that sometimes in our conversations on the live, we all have different definitions, different connotations of certain words, like flex, for example. Some of us think of flex as a negative thing. Some of us think of flexing as a positive thing. You know what I'm saying? So to put a baseline definition for a lot of maybe our viewers and participants who are on different levels, this is a regular gun guy channel. So, some of us, just to kind of give us a baseline so we're all on the same page. And, basically the exact kind of really kind of was explaining what I was saying. Man, when I was a little kid, I joined the band, trombone in 7th grade. I was in the backyard playing music. Yeah, was I training? Did it sound any better? No. But when I sat in class and listened to my band director and played with other people, we all got better as a band. So, we can laser train, we can dry fire, we can use the plastic trainers, we can use snap caps. Yes, a lot of that stuff is training, but if you're just at the range, shooting with no kind of goal of getting better, watching YouTube videos, like y'all just said, that's to me a legitimate way to gain information right now. Now, there's some videos that's not no good. There's some videos that's really, really great. You just kind of have to watch them all and decide for yourself.
Yeah.
And then eventually when you're ready, if you want to pay some money, some of these, classes and trainers are very expensive. I know I've tried some. Me personally, from the very first time I bought my first firearm back in like 2007, 2008, I went to the class. I went to the concealed carry class that was offered free by the sheriff in that particular county at that time. So I've just always been one to, when it comes to certain things, like an IKEA sofa, you ain't got to read. Nobody reads those instructions.
Right.
But, you get your firearm, you may want to take the time and read those instructions.
That's right.
So, but that's it, guys, man. Again, I just want to pop in and say hello and speak my piece, but let me get back on this.
Wait, before you go. What was the instrument again you was trying to play in the backyard?
In a trombone.
Trombone.
I like the trombone analysis. That was pretty good.
Trombone.
That analysis was dope. That kind of like that made a lot of sense.
I appreciate that.
You just back there ain't playing nothing.
Tooting till I don't know what a note is, and I'm just back here scaring the dogs and pissing off the neighbors. The only person that was happy was my mama and my dad to see me actually using the instrument they had paid so much money for.
What up, Hot Tub?
Okay, bro. I appreciate that though, bro. I appreciate you made your point. Now I understand what you're saying, and you actually making a lot of sense.
I appreciate that, big bro. Y'all hold it down, man. I'm gonna get back in the chat, man, and see if I got any more customers I can help.
All right, man. Brother. Peace, bro.
Later.
He don't look like a trombone player.
I don't know. One of my brothers, he played the trombone, and
your brother don't look like trombone players.
Not you didn't meet him. It's one of my other brothers in Texas. You didn't meet him. He lives in Texas. He a skinny guy.
You got a skinny brother, but that don't matter. I don't really know what a trombone player is supposed to look like, but refrigerated Q just don't strike. I'm not gonna get off topic. I am gonna say this though. Knowledge, you are absolutely welcome to chime in, coming to live, because you are indeed a trainer, a dope trainer at that. And I think Refrigerated Q actually made some good points.
He did.
You know, you should absolutely have a goal in mind. But let me tell y'all what I was thinking about in terms of what this live is. My thought process is everybody should be comfortable, should train to comfort. Why did I just read this?
You must have saw what I saw.
Unbelievable. So I think everybody should train at least to the base level of knowing how to handle safely and properly handle, store, and use your firearm. Whatever that takes, whatever that training, whatever's involved in just getting to that base level, and how to clean and maintain your firearm.
Right.
I think that's where I'm going with it. All right. And I know that there's a million levels to it. Southern Bell was good because you're gonna get people, and y'all know how this go. Let me sidetrack a little bit, because Refrigerated Q said something dope. I'm about to give away the secret to why I be pulling my own string and I feel like I have the dopest 2A live available out there. Let me tell you why it's dope. Because we don't always agree on everything.
Not supposed to.
The arguments and the disagreements on certain subjects and different things is what makes it entertaining. That's what keeps us laughing. Everybody got different opinions, but at the end of it, you learn, you laugh, we kick it, and we meet up in Nashville and we have an amazing time, and then we go right back to building and growing and arguing again. That's what family does, right? So now, back to what I was saying. So that's where I'm going with training. Now you're gonna have those extreme guys. You know how I used to mess with you and Q about prepping stuff? And every time we do the prepping live, all I be thinking about is, do we need some rice and water? You know.
And then we go off into the apocalypse.
And the next thing you know, we living outside. We got to, do you know how to climb a tree?
Right.
So it's kind of the same thing with the training stuff. You're going to have the guys who are going to be like, or the lady, they're going, yeah, you're training, huh? Have you ever tried to put a 100-pound dumbbell on your back and run a mile and then shoot 100 yards with a 22?
What up, Alex?
With one hand?
What's
up, Alex?
People have different levels, levels of training. Like I'm
going 250 push-ups,
right?
Stand on one hand, then shoot. They're gonna tell you that's some whole other level of training, right? So I'm at a base level right now. So out of everybody out here in the chat right now, y'all can answer for me. who's had any level of legitimate training where somebody's showing you, whether it be basic pistol or rifle operation, how to properly hold a firearm, how to clean your gun, how to draw from your holster, whatever it is that you may need, to just be, what is the word? Efficient?
Proficient.
Proficient. Thank you, brother. To be proficient. I hope that's the right word. If not, it's Zach's fault. What's your firearm? Hot tub, what's to it? Knowledge, we know you are indeed a trainer.
Right. What up,
Roadblock is indeed a trainer.
Yep.
And I'm trying to see who. Jason T, what up? Y'all tell me if y'all have had some level of training.
Exactly. You do knowledge is correct. We are forever students. That is the truth.
Okay, I like that. Hold on, man. I swear I looked down and thought I saw Jackie Chan. Yo! You can't hear.
Yo! There you go.
Well, you can't hear me?
I can hear you. What's good?
Bro, how you gonna do the interview? How you gonna talk to me from a car, man?
Man, I was on the way home, man. I had to pull over to talk to you guys.
What up, man?
How long it take you to get home? I just said I looked down and thought I saw Jackie Chan.
Man, this is a better looking version of Jackie Chan.
Hey, shout out to Asian Wick, aka Pistolero. That's my dog right there, man. Also, my fellow gun camp brother, and also the brother that's been helping me get my shoot game together, man. Step my skill level up.
And also teaching you about the CZ world.
The CZ world. He a CZ freak. I'm gonna tell you all that right now, man. He the CZ man. I'm gonna hit you with a simple question first, what we were just talking about, right? And I know the answer, but I want people to kind of hear it from you. How important do you think it is for especially new gun owners and people that don't get to shoot often to get some level of training?
Well, training is paramount in this world. I don't even want to call it a game, in this world that we live in and that we decided to embark on. There's so much responsibility that we have as gun owners to exercise gun safety, but also be judicious in when we do decide to use a firearm so that we don't hit and injure and maybe cause death to innocent people. And that's why I take training so seriously, because I have too much to lose if I ever make a mistake with a firearm.
Yeah. I agree with that.
And you got to understand, I would suggest that instead of buying more gun, the latest, the newest, and especially new gun owners, I would tell them to just stick to one gun, learn the trigger, learn how the gun actually works, train with it, become proficient. Then you can go on to pick up another gun with different manual of arms that you might like.
So a gun owner, we should be at a level where we are comfortable in using that firearm, knowing all the operations, the ins and outs of that thing. And then we can start getting into our Gucci stuff. And once we got those, at least the fundamentals,
right?
Safety fundamentals, operational fundamentals.
Absolutely. And I think if you see, I'm a practical person when it comes to firearms and just in general. I have Gucci guns. I have the super exotic guns, but I also have, and I do respect, the reasonable priced guns like a Canik, Glock, CZ, M&P 2.0, $400, $500, $600 guns that will save your life. That will save your life. But instead of going to the range and just pulling the trigger for the sake of pulling the trigger, a lot of people, they go to the range thinking they're training, that they're learning how to shoot, but by pointing the gun at 5, 7, 10 yards and trying to do bullseye shooting. That's not practical application. That's not what a Glock 19 is for. A Glock 19 is not a marksman Olympic style pistol that tests your accuracy, how good you can shoot at 15, 20, 30, 50 meters away. It is a practical combat weapon. And you need to be able to put a fist-sized group on a target at 10 yards at speed from low ready, coming out of the holster, on the move. And so many times people go to the range and they want to get into that perfect shooting stance. Lean forward, lock out, butt out, boom. In a defensive situation, you're going to be shooting from an awkward angle, behind a tree, behind the wall, one-handed, crooked eye, whatever. You're almost never going to get into that perfect shooting position.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Zach,
that was one of your questions, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like when we talk about what is it, practical versus tactical,
right?
Is that it? Is it, or are we saying why not? Because what was the thing I was saying? Like why static shooting is not really teaching us much. If we're just standing there shooting in the lane outside of getting used to using a firearm.
And that's because that's what I
think that's where it can be beneficial.
Right. I agree with what Mike is saying, because what he's talking about is practical. The conversation that we had, I said, when people stand on the static range, I go to a static range because if I want to practice form, if I want to practice trigger press, or if I want to practice make sure my grip is right, that's why I'm on a static range. Because I understand exactly what Mike is saying. But I've done other things where, like, I mean, I tell you the things that I do sometimes. Like, I'll throw myself on the ground and things like that. I do stuff like that. I've gone to those trainings where they had to pick me up off the ground because I was tired. You know, I'm a big guy, but I go and I understand exactly what he's talking about. So what he's saying is practical. He's not. What he's talking about is not tactical. There's a difference between what he's saying and what tactical is.
I mean, it can translate in the tactical world as well. But yeah, I totally agree. I'm talking about you don't have to be all kitted out, AR-15, duty belt, whatever, and be the tactical Timmy. I'm talking about as an EDC person. Mm-hmm. Can you draw your firearm from concealment and present the firearm in under a second, in about 1.2 seconds? Can you get the firearm out when your life depends on it? Mm-hmm. Even under the stress of a timer, people fumble of getting a proper grip. Oh, let me do it over. There is no do-over in real world. There is no do-over. And you got to understand that we are behind the 8 ball. We, carrying a firearm, we carry for defensive reasons. We are on the defense. The bad guy goes first. We react off of the bad guy's movements and bad guy's behavior. We are behind the 8 ball. So we have to be that much more proficient, and it's got to be automatic.
Yes.
Automatic. And that's why RGG is progressing so fast, training with me a couple of times, because he has the fundamentals, like you said, Zach. He knows how to shoot, and he's been doing it, so he knows how to press the trigger. Mm-hmm. It's just a matter of bringing the gun up to his eye level to be able to press the trigger in that moment's time when he needs to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And get away from getting that perfect sight picture, front side, rear side, equal height, equal light. It's got to be, if it's good enough, get a good enough sight picture and press off around. Mm-hmm. And that's why RGG, last time we were doing that drill, remember?
Yep.
Where I was having you move the gun left and right from the bullseye and press the trigger as the front sight crosses the bullseye or the intended target.
Yep. That was dope too.
And you saw how effective you can be. That you don't have to wait for the sights to be dead steady for 2, 3, 4 seconds and then give it that perfect trigger pull. Especially at self-defense situations, 5, 7, 10 yards. You could damn near close your eyes, and if you practice the presentation and the hand-eye coordination, and you know when you press it out that you're going to be somewhere in the body, it's a game changer.
Yeah. Yeah. I like that, man. I like that. For those of you, first of all, I did this bad because I was mad at Mike for a second because he was in the car. So now I got over that. This, if
man,
you don't know
who, happy I'm on, man. I was rushing. I had to meet a client and blah, 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 whatever, and it was gonna take too long. And I said, you know what? Let me talk.
If you got something to do, man, I won't hold you. I'm glad you came on here. Just hang out as long as you can. If you have to go, you let me know.
No.
Sure. A lot of you guys probably saw Mike in Nashville and had a chance to meet him, coming there with gun camp and the whole 9 yards. And one of the things I was talking about this, I said, even in Nashville when we got out the range day, he kind of stood out in the pack.
Mm-hmm.
Not because he was a short Asian guy.
It's hard for me to stand out because I'm short.
But but it was just the way his energy and the way he was shooting. So he was out there talking a lot of shit, but then everybody's looking like, hey, he all right over there. He doing his thing. And I'm talking about he's shooting different. Like, and it kind of made, but he was helping everybody. That was the piece that stood out to me. Like, he might be talking crazy to you and then turn around and say, nah, bro, you might want to work on this. Change your stand-up. Let me see your form. Get this right. And he's there to help. Like I say, I think everybody should train with him. I wish everybody could just have the opportunity to go out and shoot with him because it was fun. You learn a lot of stuff and you learn fast. Like, it's not like we have to go do this 6 weeks. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm seeing my own personal improvement. I'm talking about lots of improvement and just going out to train a couple times. You know what I'm saying? And I look forward to going to do it. At first, I was nervous, didn't want to try new stuff. Like, man, I never did that before. Now I'm like, man, let's try that again. I think I can do that better, you know, and I'm able to see my mistakes as they happen. And so I think training is vital.
Well, and I think the right training and the right type of training, because RGG, everybody in this community knows ammo prices have gone crazy in the last couple of years.
Yes.
You don't necessarily have to bang off 1,000 rounds under the right instruction. How many times, RGG, did I tell you present the gun without firing? Put the gun up to your eye without firing. It costs $0, 0 cents to practice dry fire. And dry firing isn't just pressing the trigger. It's presentation. It's getting a grip. It's doing the mag change. And it's free. You can stay at home watching TV, making sure your gun is completely empty, completely safe. Take 2 mags, mag out, mag insertion. Do it again. Mag out, mag insertion. Press it out. Point the front sight or a red dot at a light switch, at a post-it note, whatever you're looking at. Boom. And now you're building muscle memory. You do that for an hour or two, whatever. Go to the range, shoot a box, and you'll see immediate gains. But you have to practice correctly. So the old adage of practice makes perfect isn't true. Perfect practice makes perfect. Doodle practice makes doodle. You're just building bad muscle memory. That's why I actually like to train people who don't have scars, bad habits, or people that want to learn instead of being stuck in their ways.
Agreed. Hold on. I got a cowboy on the line. Hey, what's up, man?
Now, I won't be long. I just want to know, Mike.
Yeah.
I live in Indiana. I'm not too far away from Chicago and stuff. Can I come train with you?
Absolutely. Abso-freaking-lutely.
All right. So how can I get
RGG, but you got to give him shit for being in the car too then.
Yeah, let me do that real quick. Real deal. Why are you in the car, bro?
Because I just clocked out and I'm heading home.
All right, I'll let you get away with that. I'm gonna let you finish, setting up your session with Mike. If I can help you set that up if you want me to offline.
Absolutely. I want some training and the stuff I've seen that you was doing with RGG is the stuff I want to do.
You know what? It literally, I guarantee you, in an hour, let's say from low ready shooting at a steel silhouette of 15 yards, let's say your baseline is 1.5 seconds. I guarantee you'll be sub-second in less than a magazine or two. You don't even have to shoot a lot. Awesome. That's how confident I am. Because I am the Whipster.
That's right. And I'll be bringing my CZ with me.
Oh, see, he's on the right side.
You're going to show out, huh?
Are you a CZ guy?
I just got one probably, about 3 months ago, and I love it. It's the best gun I ever owned.
Which one, the double single or the Striker Fire?
Oh, no, it's the ZZ 75 SPO1 Tactical.
No. You combine. No. See, You ain't a CZ guy yet because you just combined two different models. It's either CZ75B or CZ SP01 tactical. It can't be both.
It's well, I can't show you. I can't show you,
Dang.
but it's a ZZ75 SP01.
Yeah, he got a ZZ, not a CZ. So you got
No,
he
C
got that new joint.
Oh, okay.
Z
All right,
SP01 tactical. It's the one with the rail at the bottom. It's the decock.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Nice.
Full metal. It's the full frame.
Yeah.
All right. I see you, real deal. Don't worry, bro. Matter of fact, I'm gonna talk to Mike. We're not taking it easy on you.
No,
None of that.
None of
Out
that
there,
stuff.
get it right.
But yeah, I definitely want to hook up. And
Do you have a problem with profanity?
Do who, me? No.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you'll be all right.
Hey, real deal. Seriously, reach out to RGG or somehow get a hold of me or come out with them. I would love to show you.
Awesome.
I want to show everybody, and that doesn't mean. Look, I know I'm not the best shooter, but I know I can relate a lot of the information in a way that people can understand. I think that's my true talent. Being able to communicate in a fun way sometimes, in a serious way, in a mean way sometimes. Like if I have to smack you upside the head, I will. If I have to put on kid gloves and praise you, I will. But I think I'm a teacher at heart, and that's why I do this with a passion.
Absolutely. And you don't have. If I come train with you and stuff, you can cuss. You can call me out. If I'm doing something wrong, you call me out. That's the kind of guy I am. I don't want you to say sweet stuff to me and all that stuff.
No.
If he says to you, I'm not gonna be there. I'm not.
You know what I'm saying? I just want. I want to be told because I'm there to learn. I'm not there.
Yeah. No. I mean, if you do well, I'll praise you. If you do well, I'll praise you. If you do something wrong, I'll definitely call you out. Especially around the guns, I don't play and my biggest thing is muzzle awareness and finger trigger discipline.
Yeah.
Like that's got to be paramount. Now, if I know you got that down, I want you to run with the gun. I want you to, move sideways and shoot. But I'm not gonna let you do that if you got your finger in the trigger all stupid and whatever. Yeah.
I'm with you.
No, but I think everybody I met at Nashville, I think everybody has a good fundamentals and understanding of firearms and safety. But I noticed that everybody is used to static shooting. They take 5 seconds getting a sight picture before pressing off a round, and that is not practical. We gotta train beyond that.
Yeah, that's not real world, like you said. You got to pull that. We're defense. We got to pull that out and go to work.
Pull that out in a second, 2 seconds, and it's over. Violence is over in 3-4 seconds, and they go first. And you got 1, 2, 3 seconds to react, and it's either you win or you lose. There's yeah.
That's deep. I'm posting this link out here because while we got Asian Wick on the line with us, I want people to come in and ask any of their practical questions that they might have about what they doing training wise, or maybe he got some things that he could tell you, some quick techniques. He gave you some game earlier on how to practice at the crib, because I'll be doing that myself. Like I didn't realize how important stuff like the simple process of mag changes has damn near changed my life. Like, I wasn't doing it proper.
Exactly.
So I didn't realize that there was a proper technique.
Just how I teach you to index the magazine, how to hold a magazine with your left hand.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yep.
But it's literally 15 seconds of information, and it's lifetime of skill building. But you have to understand what is, quote unquote, the proper way, the most efficient way of doing something. And then now it's just a matter of repeating that and doing it faster.
Mike, what made you so passionate about this?
Because of the responsibility I'm undertaking. Okay. And I recently got into concealed carry world only 3-4 years ago. Illinois passed concealed carry 2013. I've had an FOID and I've owned firearms in Illinois for the last 25 years. Never really had an interest in pistols or AR-15. I never saw the point in it, honestly. Okay, because I was a hunter. I duck hunted, pheasant hunted. I used over-unders. I could actually take these firearms and use them. I could take it out on the field. I didn't have to hide it. No big deal. Go hunt and be done with it, right? But about 4 years ago, I kind of saw the world changing a little bit. And I said, well, maybe it's time for me to get a concealed carry license. Well, my buddy took, and I hated going to indoor ranges. Like, you see how I talk, you see how I am. I like fast stuff. Okay. I like adrenaline. And going to an indoor range, paying $20 an hour to shoot at paper, paying $30, $15, $20 for a box of ammo. Man, it's $150, session shooting at paper. I had no interest in it. So about 3-4 years ago, my buddy took me to Buffalo. It's shooting range in Ottawa. It's an outdoor shooting range, one of the only outdoor shooting ranges in the Chicagoland area. That's about an hour and 40 minutes from downtown Chicago. I went, and my buddy said, hey, bring your guns. I had shotguns, and I left them at home, and I brought one pistol I had, Ruger SR9. I went there. I literally could not hit the broadside of a barn. I was missing a silhouette at 7 yards, and I was missing half of them on paper. Not just the bullseye. Half of them was off the paper because I had no fundamentals. I thought, oh, shoot, just point. It's right there. It's got to hit. My boys are, making nice tight groups. I'm like, what the hell? So, what the turkeys and what Kick Up Dust was saying a couple of days ago about him being competitive. I'm competitive by nature as well. And I'm like, man, I don't want to get shown out like this. So I actually bought a book on how to shoot, the fundamentals. I started reading up on it. I started, understanding the physics of it, and I started to apply it. And I gradually got better. And once I saw that I was on the right path, I just took off and kept training more.
Okay. Interesting.
That sounds like dope. Got his ass kicked at the range like I did with Daryl B and White Boy, and that made me want to get better instantly. And I've been trying.
And you are getting better instantly. I mean, for what you're able to do right now in 2 range sessions, and I'm not patting myself on the back, I'm giving you applause. For what you are able to do for your speed of learning, I'm very, very impressed. Very impressed.
Thank you, man. Appreciate your time, man, and all the knowledge and game. Roadblock, what up, man? You look mad as hell.
What up, Roadblock?
Work is frustrating the hell out of me, man.
Hey, Chicago has been trying on the brother for these past 3 weeks. It's been trying. What's up, man? How you doing, brother?
Doing great, man.
Man, my bad. RGG, what's up, man? Zach, what's up? Real deal, what's up, man? How y'all doing? It was awesome shooting with you, and I'm the type of dude where I always say, always a student, sometimes a teacher. So when we was down in Nashville and we were shooting over there with Gun Camp, and I'm ding 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 ding, and then here you come. Hey, you did all right, but I need you to start in the low ready. I need you to present. And I was like, who the hell?
The whole shooting game.
I was like, who is this? The Harpo. Who this man? But I understood what you was doing because you literally, I saw you shoot, and I heard somebody in the back say, "What is he doing?" Because he was here, he was coming up, he was bing, 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 and they was like, "Well, what is he doing?" And in my mind, I instantly thought he's the presentation. He's able to acquire that picture that fast, and he's dinging every time he's shooting. And I mean, when you stagnant shooters, and like you said, stagnant shooters go to the range and just shoot at a target, it's a bad habit almost, because you're just standing there and you're just shooting at a target. And yeah, I can make a hole like this, but can you do it on the move? Can you start at low ready and do it? Can you do it under a stressful situation?
Can you come out of the holster and do that?
Yeah. It's like dry firing. So I mean, I watched the videos, man. I showed my wife. She was like, "That's what you trying to do." I was like, "Yeah, but there's literally no place to do that where I live. It's like one spot, but you got to have a membership to do it, and it's like $250 or something like that." But But just to go,
Zach, I think, said this to me earlier about sometimes you can be around guys and you can look at these guys and just know that they shooters, like they kind of shoot. And Zach is a competition shooter, so he'll look at guys and be like, yeah, I can tell from his form how he handles a firearm and what he does. And you kind of notice that with gun cap, right? Like when you see, even remember I came back when I first went to go shoot with ET, and I was like, that was different. Like the first time I grabbed the gun, it was already changed from. He saw me, he was like, yeah, go ahead, shoot that staccato, because we making a funny video, we going through the motions. I shoot the gun, he picks up the gun, and I could tell that all you guys kind of do this. Like he grabbed the gun, he's like, all right, the next time I want you to press out and give me a double tap. I look at him funny, like, what the hell you mean, man? I just want to hit the target. What you mean, press out and give a double tap? And that was the first time that was presented to me, but that was different. And then watch him do it, and it's like you can tell they shoot a lot.
Yeah,
these guys really know.
You can see it, guys who are like shooters, and you can see the craft. That's what you can see. You can see the craft. You can see that they respect their firearm and how they move and how they move safely and things like that. When you go around and you see a lot of that, you can tell when you see people and you watch them and how they handle their firearm and stuff. You can
speaking of which, I want you to tell them something. I was going to say it, but I want you to say it because I think you'll say it better. You taught me something that I thought was simple because I always thought I understood basic gun safety. Tell them what you say about handling the firearm when you're on the range, even when the gun is empty.
Talking to me?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I always tell people, the I think everybody knows the 4 universal rules of firearm safety. Always treat the firearm as if it's loaded, finger off the trigger, muzzle, know your background, foreground, all that. What I like to try to tell people is know the condition of the firearm at all times. I'm not going to treat it like it's loaded at all times, because if that's the case, then I should not be dry firing.
Mm-hmm.
Think about that. Okay. Refer to rule number 1 that everybody says, I'll treat it like it's loaded. Well, if it's treated like loaded, then why am I pointing at a light switch and pulling the trigger? Right? Treat it like it's loaded until you verify that it's not loaded. And then I'm going to treat it as if it's an unloaded weapon. And I'm going to dry fire. But even though it's unloaded, I'm not going to point it at anybody that willy-nilly. I'm not going to pull the trigger unless I want to. That's the type of mindset that people have to have. And a lot of times, like even at Nashville, and this is, maybe I'm being a little overly critical.
So know it.
Sometimes people get a little too comfortable understanding that the gun is unloaded or after the gun goes to slide lock. I saw a lot of people letting their gun hang by their side and walk back to the bench. I prefer to dominate the gun, hold the gun. Man, I'm going to say it like this, man. Hold the gun like you're a pimp and the gun is your hoe, and treat it like you're a hoe and dominate that gun. Dominate that muzzle. You know what I'm saying? Don't let it hang. Dominate that bitch.
Bishop Don that mother.
Yeah, man. The best of the West Side was from Chicago. Don Magic Bishop Wine. And you're like, man, what does this Asian guy know about the Don? Huh?
Magic Wand. You brought up Magic Wand in the chat.
Yeah.
But that was that thing like we holding the gun, like, and I think it might have been me.
That's the NRA though. That's the NRA.
Yeah, like holding the fire. I'm holding the AR and I'm just got it hanging by my side. And he's like, no, you gotta dominate that bitch. What you doing? You don't hold a gun and treat it like, and it started to make sense to me. Like, hold a gun for real, like it is a loaded firearm, or make sure you point in a safe direction, or always keep it down range.
Absolutely.
So a lot of it is pointing down, right? Like, how we walk with the gun pointed down. And then I started watching Mike, like we out there, and every time he's moving, I don't care what was going on, the gun is always pointed down range. If he turned, he flipped the gun around and got it behind him, but it's always pointing, down the range. And I'm like, I guess, you make it a habit, then you'll get used to doing that,
Right.
It's the NRA. So when you teach your class, RGG, when you decide to teach your class, that first one, and you start teaching it, but you've been carrying for so long, you're gonna be looking at a lot of that stuff like none of this applies to carrying. None of this applies because like
it's not
it's
designed.
it's a basic pistol
Right.
course.
It's not designed.
It's not designed for concealed carry. So when you teach that class, you're gonna be like, man, what the hell? So I literally had to come up with a whole nother slide of my own to incorporate with the class that I taught, because you sending people out with this concealed carry license and they don't know how to conceal carry. And like what Mike is saying, I need to refine my teaching skill is that when we go to the range, I have to qualify them for the NRA qualification. That's what I have to qualify them, but that's not teaching them how to a defensive pistol. That's not teaching them anything. So you literally like, okay, this is kindergarten. I tell my students all the time, this is kindergarten.
I just
and that's how I take
this is the beginning. This is just to get you started.
It's just the beginning.
Today.
Yep.
See, that's how I feel. Like I don't want to qualify people. When I start doing my classes, I do not want to qualify anybody that I wouldn't feel safe around or don't think that they have the basic knowledge to be able to reasonably handle a firearm.
You don't have to.
So that's why
you don't have to. I failed many people.
Right.
I failed many people.
Yeah.
Yes, I have.
Hey, I'm gonna jump out and start driving home. You guys have a good evening. I'll be
all right.
Hey, wait, your hat not even, bro. Like it's not equal space between your left and your right.
Oh, I always have a cockeyed, man. Got tilted.
Pimp name slip back.
I have attitude when you wear a hat. You gotta let people know.
Dominate them, real deal.
Hey, be safe, brother.
Hey, I'm gonna text you tomorrow for the info, and I definitely want to hook up with you, Mike.
All right, cool.
All right, thank you.
But to follow up on what you guys were saying, I think people that buy guns have a false sense of security, false sense of confidence. As soon as they buy a gun and they become somewhat proficient, they know how to line up the sights, they can kind of hit the bullseye standing still. And that's why even if you look at police involved shootings where the police shoot at bad guys, their hit rate is 20-25% because they don't train practical shooting that RGG is practicing right now. Okay, the fact that the police are giving shooting tests where there's a target, you have all the time in the world, you got to get 25 out of 30 points, or put 25 out of 30 anywhere on a B7 B5 target. Okay, close one eye, look at the front sight, and take all the time in the world to shoot. And then now they're out in a life and death situation with the target moving, them moving, adrenaline pumping, shooting from awkward position. And you tell me why they can only hit 20%.
Right.
Okay? Because you got to train for reality. And that's the other reason why I don't like to go to indoor ranges. I went to an indoor range because I didn't have time to go to my range. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna work on speed. I had the target at about 3 yards, paper target. And I'm working on cadence. So I'm trying to go pop, 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 pop. 3, 4, 5 shots in a second. RO comes. Hey, man, you're shooting too fast. I show him the target. It's literally one bullet hole on top of the other. It's only at 3 yards. He's like, yeah, but that doesn't matter, man. The rule is 1 per second. And I'm thinking in my head, and I even told the guy, what real world situation that I'm carrying this gun for am I going to say 1, Mississippi, 2, Mississippi, 3, Mississippi?
Right.
Come on. Sometimes people get fixated on safety over reality in this gun world. Of course, I preach safety. Of course, we should all be safe. But if we want safety with guns, you know what we should do? We should take the gun apart, lock it up in the safe, and don't touch it. We'll be completely safe.
Right.
Completely safe. Is that what we want, or do we want to be proficient with a gun, understanding that there is a certain amount of risk, and we mitigate that with training, with proper gun handling skills, with proper muzzle discipline, with proper trigger discipline, so that we are being safe while being practical?
Yeah, I agree. I agree, man.
Yeah,
And that's coming from somebody that was shooting in these indoor ranges, static shooting forever, and really,
Fortunately, go
my
ahead.
bad, really thinking I was getting better, man, when I really wasn't.
Fortunately, all the ranges in my area, I got like 4. You can shoot as fast as you want in there. We don't have those rules where it's 1 shot per second. You
yeah.
shoot as fast as you want.
I want to shoot fast, I go shoot outside. But I have plenty of outside ranges to go. Or if I go to my club and I can shoot as fast and do whatever I want.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to break down and just go ahead and get that membership to the outdoor range. Just gonna have to go, just do it.
That's what I'm gonna do, man. That's what I'm doing, because
I mean, if Roadblock, if you're a shooter and you train, I think it's well worth it.
I had the membership before. And I let it lapse. I just don't want to have to go to the meeting on Tuesday night to get reevaluated to get it back in, because I'm working out of town, and Tuesday night I can't make that meeting. So that's the only thing.
Well, yeah, and it's just a level of dedication to training, because for the last 2 years that I had this membership to the outdoor range, I used to drive every weekend an hour and 10 minutes, and I used to put my steel in my truck, my 2x4 post, my base, other targets, and literally spend 40 minutes packing my truck, driving hour and 10 minutes, 15 minutes, unpacking, setting up, shooting, repacking, driving home. But man, it was a labor of love, man. I love doing it, so it was nothing. And now I love it so much. I actually bought a farm that's like 10 minutes away from my shooting club. So I go there every weekend at the farm and go shoot and drive 10 minutes, go shoot, and then I come back to the reality on Monday.
That's dope, man.
that's crazy.
That's dope.
And while we at it, we're gonna have some new merch available. Shout out My Fly Family.
Yes.
I want everybody to take a look at this.
Dominate.
That's right. I want that T-shirt.
Shout out to Asian
I
women.
need that.
I want that T-shirt.
I need that. My wife might be a little bit mad, but I mean, shit, it is what
Oh
it is.
shit, make me that shirt.
There we go.
Dominate that hoe.
$25. Everybody need one of these in their life.
Yes.
Yep.
Going down. Dominate
Everybody-
that. Oh,
That's
Down
crazy how you made it that quick. Billy, you got skills,
I don't
man.
know which one of them goons did it, but they get you right fast. Them boys crazy.
Hey man, I'm gonna trademark that bitch, man.
Hey, that's crazy. Hey man, look, I'm gonna post this link again. Don't be out there acting all shy.
How many CDs you got?
Huh?
My bad, RGG. My bad.
No, go ahead, bro. I ain't saying nothing. I was just telling people to come in and ask some questions. What'd you say?
How many CZs you got, Mike?
Me? Pistols or everything?
Man, everything, bro. Everything.
I got the Bren 7.6239, Bren 5.56, Shadow 2 commemorative, about 775 Bs,
You
4
got me beat already.
PO7 stock, PO7 with a red dot with Cajun Gunworks trigger, P10C. I don't know, about 15, 20 pistols, CZ.
You got me beat. Damn, you got me beat.
Oh, I know the question gonna come up, so I'm gonna go ahead and answer. Yeah, he's a gun snob.
Oh yeah, for sure. I already know.
He is a
hanging with gun
certified
cat.
OG gun snob. Let's get
See,
that
but
out.
here, I'm not a gun snob.
Come
I'm
on,
a
Mike.
gun.
Come on, Mike. I've been agreeing.
Man, hold
with
on,
you
hold
all
on.
night.
Anytime you say,
I've been agreeing with
I
him all
gotta.
night. Now this is the first time we're gonna disagree.
Anytime you say, whatever model you got, whatever model gun you got, then you say commemorative, you a snob, dude. It's over with. Chalk that up. It's over with. It's over with. You say commemorative.
I wanna use the word aficionado. I'm a gun aficionado.
Okay.
I like the high-end guns for what they are, what they represent, craftsmanship, blah blah blah. But the shit that I'm gonna go to battle, what I carry every day, that's the I don't even want to say Glock, because I even though I have a case of Glocks, but like my CZs, I carry a PO7, M&P 2.0, P10C, PO1, $400, $500, $600 guns. I got the higher end guns that I look at, I finger bang, I dry fire by. It looks nice.
What?
But the thing,
I want him to say that different.
Hey,
Real quick.
dominate that hole in finger bang. That's what I'm
Right.
talking about.
Hey, we need a finger bang shirt.
Yeah, we need a finger bang shirt, Billy.
you gotta finger bang. You gotta finger bang that hoe, man.
Hey man, hold on. We got some. All right, so I got a 805 brand. So I got the OG. I got the
Okay.
OG, and then I got a Scorpion.
I had one. I
got
got
a
rid of
90
it.
97B. Well, I had
45
one.
caliber, nice.
I got the P10 C, F, and S.
Nice.
The P07 Urban Gray, and then Shadow 2.
Okay, so you understand fine craftsmanship and fine fire.
CZ is my favorite. That's my favorite gun company. Period.
My man.
What a big fish.
See, I knew you had good
Hey,
taste when you were shooting at the
so
con.
so at Nashville, everybody walking around, I was gonna bring my F, but then I didn't. And then when you was down there, you had it on your hip. I'm like, damn it, that's a CZ man right there. That brother, you had it on your hip. Made me proud.
You definitely a CT man.
We're having a
SD
really
Marine,
good,
what up, brother?
really good conversation.
Hey, good evening,
You guys hit the
RGG.
What's up, SD?
What up, SD?
Roadblock, Mr. Mike, how are you?
Well, how are you, sir?
I'm doing well. I was checking out RGG's video when you were working with him. Miles of improvement. And as to your point, link up with an instructor or somebody that's into the firearm game. RGG, I saw that you got a Mantis.
I did, yeah. Shout out to Gun Camp and shout out to, I think Rich is his name. Hooked me up with the Mantis system, the X10 Elite as well as the AR one. I was messing with the X10 last night, but I'm definitely gonna be using that Mantis. That thing is dope, man.
Oh yeah, it's gonna tell you everything that you're doing.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man. Looking forward to learning more about it.
And then to Mike's, to your point, when you were talking about law enforcement or speaking on law enforcement, and it's true, 25, 30% hit ratio.
Yes.
And unfortunately, as an instructor, as a trainer at the academy, and I tell my students all the time, dry fire is free. Drawing a holster, that's free. Magazine exchange, that's free. If you can get a box of ammo, because ammo is expensive now, at least once a month, just get out and get familiar with the trigger and that recoil and just work from there. That's my thing.
Well, and I don't know how do you teach your so you're a law enforcement instructor?
Yes, sir. Firearms instructor, yes, sir.
Okay, so do you teach front sight focus or target focus?
Right now, it's that whole thing of front sight focus, hard focus, rear sight, soft focus on front sight. And I've been experimenting with target focus, using irons because red dot is target focus. And it's, to me, in my mind, it's all the same. It's the same.
Absolutely, and that's where I'm getting at is because I shoot with both eyes open, whether it's iron sight or red dot, and I'm target focused. I just let the front sight or the red dot appear, hover around the target, and I press off of a shot. But so many times I think people that train textbook, front sight focus, target blurry, rear sight blurry, that doesn't translate in a combat situation when the bad guy's coming at you, when the bad guy's moving, somebody's ducking and moving and jiving and moving. It's almost like trap shooting. You got to keep both eyes open and follow the target.
Now, here's the thing that we do on our end. Now, we have qualification, which that's all it is. It's just qualification. And then on the other side of it is now we go into the whole firearms training or handgun training of that, which now encompasses front sight or target focus, and not necessarily, hey, I got to have front sight, rear sight, and everything equal light, equal height in between. Because if I'm far, or if I'm to my right or my left, up or down, or whatever the case may be, is an effective shot.
Depends on
To the point,
depends on the distance.
depends on the distance. If we're working maybe 7 to 10, and I'll demonstrate that, regardless, up, down, left, right, whatever the case may be, can I put a center mass, or can I make a center mass shot? And the answer is yes. In other words, everything does not have to be perfectly focused at that point in time.
And that's exactly what I was telling you, RGG.
Yeah.
That sometimes your desire to shoot and get that perfect sight picture is what that was slowing you down. Now you're teaching your eyes to see beyond that.
Yeah, Rich.
But you and a lot of the shooters that I see are used to the textbook equal height, equal light, front sight, boom, and wait for that. As opposed to at 5-7 yards, as long as the front sight is somewhere in the rear sight window and you exercise good trigger pull press, it's gonna be 6-inch, 4 or 5-inch, spread right there. It's gonna be an effective hit.
Making me reevaluate how I teach my classes.
And again, I mean, and going down Mike's, going down that path, and I tell my students this all the time: hey, trust the front sight, trust it, trust the front sight where it is. Press trigger to the rear. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do.
What city are you in? What city do you teach out of?
I'm in Columbia, South
Columbia.
Carolina.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
okay. Now, are you guys allowing the law enforcement to carry red dots?
Some agencies are at this time. I think it's still being evaluated at other agencies. And I just picked it up. I've been shooting red dot maybe for a year now, and it was quite a transition for me. But I have seen where the red dot has made me a lot better on irons, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. Because you can't cheat the presentation with a red dot. You can kind of get away with a shitty presentation with iron sight because you can kind of fix it with your peripheral vision. But the presentation with a red dot has to be true. So if you know how to press out a shot on the red dot, then the iron sight is going to be easy. That's why a lot of people that shoot iron sight, they're like, oh, I want to get good on iron sight before I move on to red dot. They think that it's steps. And I say for new shooters that are getting into this, I would say start off with a red dot.
Absolutely.
And that's why you look at all these firearms companies, all the major firearms companies cutting their slides ready for a red dot, because that is the wave of the future. It's actually the present right now. And there's a little trick that, and I'm sorry, what was your name again?
SD Marine.
Okay. I would tell you, if you have trouble finding the red dot, there's this one trick that I can kind of advise you on. I don't know if you, from low ready, if you bring it straight up to your eye or if you punch out the gun. Okay. I advocate punching out the gun. And what I do is I tip the front of the gun just a little bit higher. So it's not parallel to the ground. It's a little bit higher. The muzzle is a little bit higher. And as you press out, you bring the nose down and you'll see the red dot drop from 12 o'clock, right from the center 12 o'clock, right into the middle window. It's going to be every single time you're going to be able to find that dot.
Yeah, that's what I start doing is my presentation will start out kind of high, almost to a 45, where I can get the dot in my peripheral, my lower peripheral, and then I would just squeeze my lower two fingers and it will fall right into place.
Right. That's exactly what I'm saying. Yeah. And that's where a lot of people have trouble with the red dot, finding the red dot. Is because a lot of times people raise their arm up, straight up. So they have a very short window to acquire the red dot because they're raising their hand straight up. If they start to punch out the gun with the nose up a little bit and bring it down, it's going to fall from 12 o'clock right into the window.
Right.
And with that, your learning curve is going to be accelerated. Now you know what to do. Press out, press out.
So, Mike, even if I'm coming from a drawn position, because I'm thinking
Yeah.
about if I'm coming from a drawn position, still when I come up and I present, have to barrel up just a little bit, so that as I drop down, once I hit that 12 o'clock, I should see that red dot.
Absolutely, because I mean, a lot of people, they talk about draw stroke being one, defeating the cover garment, touching the gun, getting a master grip, 2, pulling out. So when you come out and you have the gun at your chest level, meeting your support hand, that's your 2. So 3 and 4 is like the low ready. So my low ready is from the 2 position.
Okay.
Or the 3 position with my 2 hands touching it and married to each other, and I'm
Lady
pressing
Wick,
out.
what's up?
So all you have to do is practice the 1 and come up to 2, and that's your low ready position.
Supine and push out.
What's going on, Lady Wick? What's up, everybody who might have just came in? I didn't get a chance to speak to. Appreciate all y'all checking in, but I need us to take a second to hit the like button. We are way behind. Way behind. We like 40.
Hey man, I'm dropping real knowledge. They better at least press like.
Right.
It's easy. It's free.
For real, he giving us some game right now, man. Giving us some game.
Come on, man. Press the like button.
Y'all hit that like button for me, for real, for real.
Did I help you, RGG?
Oh yeah, I hope so.
Yeah, and I don't know if Mike, if you also, and that's what I try to impress upon students too, be it in the law enforcement and or the civilian side of the house. There's a balance between speed and accuracy. You got to balance those 2 out.
I disagree.
No?
I disagree. Now, in the beginning, there is a dichotomy between speed and accuracy. Like, for example, RGG, when I first started working.
Whoa.
You said a big word, Mike.
There's a what?
Big word.
Oh, damn, man.
No, I'm just asking, bro. What was that? Because a lot of people don't know what that was.
Did I use a SAT
You're going to have to
word?
spell it.
Yeah, you did, man. You said
Did I use the SAT word? I said the word is dichotomy, spelled DICHOM, dichotomy, TIMY. It means duality. RGG, it means duality. There's 2 separate things.
Okay.
Dichotomy,
that's what I need
black
right
and white.
there. Now we
Black
got
and white.
My
Okay.
bad, go ahead.
All right. So, yes, RGG, when he first started, let's say he was able to hit at 1.4, the steel target from low ready. And then once he tried to speed up, he was missing at 1.1, 1.2, right? But then the more he got the reps in, he was steady, able to hit at 1 second, missing at 0.8 to try to go faster than his skill set, out driving the headlights, to use the vernacular, right? But with the proper reps, I bet you right now he's going to be all day steady hitting at 0.8, where he was before hitting at 1.4. So his skill set, he was able to build his speed and also the accuracy with the proper reps. So it is not mutually exclusive. At some point in time, what good is speed if you miss, like they say in the tactical world? But what good is accuracy if it took you 10 minutes to shoot at a bad guy and get that hit? The bad guy's gone. It's useless. Accuracy without speed is useless.
Oh, that's what I mean. There's a balance with the 2.
There is a balance, but I think you can build up your skill set where you have both accuracy and speed. And being able to do that on demand at all times.
And that's the thing. It's got to be done on demand.
Yes, all the time. I bet you from low ready at about 15 yards at a 10 by 12 target, I will almost guarantee you 99% of the time I'll make that ding if you give me 0.7 seconds, 0.7 second window. Now, if I try to speed up and I try to shoot at 0.5, 0.4, yeah, I'll throw a bunch of misses in there. But once you build a skill set where you're that confident, 0.7, I got it.
Gotcha.
You know, and at 0.7, 15 yards, that's all the time I need. And some. I could smoke a cigarette after I smoke the fool.
What up,
Hold
lady?
on, hold on. That's number 3. That's
Right,
number
that's number
3.
3, Billy.
That's number
That's number
3.
3.
Hey,
That's
wait,
number 3.
a minute.
Here we go.
You know what?
Bang that. Oh, I can smoke a cigarette after I smoke the food too.
Right.
Get that one. Get that one,
Hey.
Billy.
Hey, Zach.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm sorry to take your word, but I'm flexing with my training, bro. I'm flexing with my shooting.
Nothing wrong with that.
It's the shooting flex.
You
Nothing wrong
can
with
do that though. I don't hear nobody arguing.
Now you dropping game, man. And then, I like that. I like that.
No, man, but it's and
If y'all
that's
could-
why
Listen,
that's
we got
why
these
I
shirts too. We got a couple. Mike then created like 2 shirts already.
Right. Finger back.
We only been on here a little over an hour.
Right.
Sure it's gonna be
Smoke
another.
a cigarette after I smoke that up.
That's right. Smoke a cigarette after I smoke it.
finger bang that hoe.
You know, and again, it's to Roadblock's credit as an instructor. You know, I'm always a student, always a student.
Always a student.
I'm not going to stop learning, and then at that point, if I think I know everything, it's time for me to go ahead and step down. That's just the way I feel about it.
Lady Wick said she ready to get that Asian Wick training.
I'm ready to go. I'm ready to come to Chicago too and get me some.
Yeah. We all need to make a come to that farm.
Hey, RG2, it's gonna. Hey, Zach, it's gonna be well worth the flight or the drive. You come out here.
Well, I'm
Hey,
planning on
Hey,
going.
Mike, let's set up something. If some people want to come out one day,
Yeah, I'm definitely coming.
let's set up something before the weather go bad.
Hey, Zach, and I don't know if you follow me on IG on my stories, but man, at the farm, man, I almost grill as good as I shoot.
Oh, yeah, I want to come get some. I want to come shoot at you, so I'm good with that.
You see me throwing down on the grill.
Yeah,
he would tell you about the grill, wouldn't he, Zach?
That's right. Let's go get some.
Hey, Lady Wick was asking about the red dot though, RGG.
Yeah, she said she came in at the end of that.
Okay, so going back to what I was talking about, specifically Lady Wick and to everybody else that wants to shoot a red dot, what I'm talking about is from low ready where you're holding my low ready, I'm holding the gun at chest level, almost like in a stool position with the barrel pointing down a little bit. On the beep or on the presentation, I'm kind of tilting the nose of the gun up just a tad so that the red dot is below the barrel. And as I push the gun out, I'm leveling out the barrel, and then the dot is going to come from 12 o'clock like the sun and right into the middle of the window. There's no way you can miss it. Boom, boom, boom. You'll find that dot every freaking time, money back guaranteed.
So when you sight your red dot in, do you not necessarily slave it to the front sight, but do you set it above that front sight? How do you where do you sight what yardage do you sight your red dots in at? Because I normally go 25 yards, either 15 to 25 yards, 15 to 25.
I zero at 15. Just because I can be more accurate at 15 yards than 25, and now I'm hovering, or now I got to be bench rested. Or it's just harder to see at 25 yards. Mm-hmm. And unlike a rifle, a 10, 15, even a 25-yard 9mm red dot zero, there is no appreciable drop off that. Nothing that you got to really worry about.
So when you sight that red dot in, is it slave to that front sight? Is it above? Is it where do you have it? So where do you?
I do it independent of the irons.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
I do it independent.
Yep.
And then
because I've heard a whole lot of people telling me, "Oh man, you need to slave it to the front sight." I'm like, "Nah, dude, it's independent of that front sight because every front sight is not going to be the same height. Like my Walther PvP is just got regular sights on there." As opposed to your suppressor height sights and shit like that. So,
and you got to also understand parallax. And if you know what parallax is, it's kind of depending on where you put the red dot in the window. Like you zero with the red dot right in the middle, right? Mm-hmm. Middle of the window. But you got to also understand that at combat distances, 10 yards, 12, 15 even if you put the red dot on the upper left-hand corner of the window where you just see it in the corner, not right in the middle, the difference between that point of aim and point of impact isn't that much. You're gonna miss by maybe an inch, if that. Let's say your bullseye, you're aiming at the bullseye, and instead of the red dot being right in the middle, it's in the upper left-hand corner, but you break the shot, you're gonna be right there in the bullseye area.
When I learned that concept, I think it was I was watching a video by I think it was Salient Arms, and the guy was talking about I was when I was first learning about a red dot, because I always thought that the red dot was like with a rifle scope, everything's got to be in the middle. And when I got the concept in my head that as long as that, the way he taught it was as long as that dot was in the middle of that target, didn't matter where it was in the window, you're gonna hit your target. You're gonna be on target. It doesn't matter if it's the left corner, right corner, bottom, whatever. As long as it's in the middle of that target, you're gonna hit the target.
And that's kind of like, and that's going back to what SD Marine was talking about, the iron sight. You don't need that exact front sight, rear window, equal height, equal light, perfect. If it's somewhere in the rear notch, somewhere up and high at combat distance, you're gonna have effective hits.
Okay. Yeah, I don't even worry about where my dot falls. Is there. I trust it. It's there. And it's on paper, it's going to show you that it's there.
Yeah.
I don't even the dots that I have on my pistols now. I don't even have, and that's on me, but that's a chance I'm taking. I don't even have irons. I don't even have irons that I can refer to or go to because it's too busy for me. And now, keep in mind, that's not a firearm that I'm using for self-defense. You understand what I'm saying?
So and I feel you on that because I have one pistol right now, and I'm kind of mad at myself for not doing the rest of them like that. But my CZP-10C is I got that a long time ago, so that's before they came out with the optics ready versions. So I sent it off to Primary Machine and got it milled for my RMR, and I actually put my rear sight in front of my in front of the RMR. So when you present it, all you see is the window and the red dot, and then I have the front and the rear sights blacked out, so you hardly even see them. So when you present it to target, all you see is that front the red dot and the picture. That's all you see. Like, and I'm kind of mad because what'd you say?
Like a doctor cut.
Yeah.
You say
they moved the rear sight. They moved the rear sight in front of my red dot. Okay. Instead of having it behind it like every other pistol that's milled right now from the factory is. So I just sent it to Primary Machine. That's before everybody was doing cuts, and it was only a couple companies that was doing cuts for CZ pistols, and that was Primary Machine. So I'll post a couple pictures of it on IG when I get home tomorrow.
Okay.
All right.
So, Mike, I'm gonna fall into this camp. I am a CZ guy, by the way. So
yes, sir. We taking over, boy. Taking over.
Hey, somebody said,
what's
a good CZ concealed carry gun for someone's first CZ?
Okay, RGG, we kind of talked about this, right? I am a huge double action, single action guy. Double
PO7.
single.
PO7?
For, pardon me?
PO7 or 01?
No, like a PO1 or a PO7 or just any double action gun, especially a newbie shooter. Now, it is going to be a little bit harder to learn to shoot the gun, guaranteed. It's going to be much easier for you to pick up a striker fire gun and be able to press a consistent trigger press first to the last shot. A double action, single action gun, you have to recognize that your first trigger is going to be long and heavy. Mm-hmm. And then the subsequent shots are going to be very short and light and very crispy. A lot of people don't like the first initial trigger pull. They're like, it's too heavy, it's too whatever.
Don't matter in a self-defense situation.
They poo-poo that. But here's the benefit, especially for a newbie shooter. Newbie shooters can learn to shoot a quote-unquote a harder gun, making them a better shooter. Number two, the safety element. It is absolutely critical that you can draw from the holster and, more importantly, reholster into the holster without shooting yourself, obviously. And with a double action gun, after the gun is in a single action mode with the hammer back, you have the ability to decock, press a button on the side that will drop the hammer without touching the firing pin, without sending the round off. Once the hammer is down, then you can take your right thumb, hold the hammer, and holster and see what the hammer's doing as you're holstering. If you feel any movement in the hammer, you know something is moving the trigger, and you can check what's going on. So there's a lot of benefits of learning to shoot a double action, single action gun. And on the other side, when you're dry firing, you don't have to keep racking the slide like a Glock or a CZP-10C. In a double action mode, you hold a gun, trigger pull, trigger pull, trigger pull, trigger pull, double action down, hammer back down, hammer back down, hammer back down. You don't have to rack the slide. So it is going to be a little bit harder to try to shoot a double single. I make an analogy like driving a stick shift car versus an automatic. Double action single is like a manual stick shift car. You have to work the gears, right? It's a little bit harder, but if you know how to drive a stick shift car, then you can drive an automatic car. Duh. If you can shoot a double single, then it's much easier, and you can shoot a striker fire gun. And double single is much, much safer without having to worry about that safety.
The heck was that?
I don't know what that was.
Yeah.
Somebody.
I'm partial to. I got P10C and the P01. I mean the P01 and the P07. I had a P01, but somebody offered me too much money for it, so I let it go. But the P07, I got the urban gray model.
Somebody offered me
too much money. You can have it. But yeah, like I concur everything Mike said. But I'm partial to the P10 because that was my first CZ ever. So fell in love with it.
Roadblock. Here's the thing for you though. You are an experienced shooter. You understand trigger discipline, and that's why I think it's a disservice for people that don't really think about every aspect of firearms and just recommend to new shooters buy a Glock because they heard the term Glock in a music video, they see it in movies. Glock. Now, even though me and Eddie, even though he thinks he's a gun snob, I know him as ODG, Old Dirty Glock. He's a Glock boy at heart. Me and him, we go at it. He's a Glock boy. I'm a CZ guy, right? But the bottom line is a lot of people not knowing the mechanics of a double action gun, the benefits of a double single hammer gun, will tell a new gun buyer, hey, buy a Glock 19. It's reliable, this, that, and the other. And because it's an easier trigger pull, when you mean to press the trigger, it's also easy to pull the trigger when you don't want to pull the trigger. And especially newbies that may not have the perfect trigger discipline, the odds of them pulling a trigger when they don't want to pull the trigger is much, much higher. But when you're holding a double action gun and the gun is in a double action mode, even if you get your finger in the trigger guard a little too early, it's going to take much more effort to pull the trigger back to make the round go off. So that's a long-winded answer. I would say for a carry gun, P01, CZ P01 or a P07. That's like a Glock 19 size double action, single action gun.
How about a
P09? They got to clear with it.
How about a P09?
P09 is a full size.
I know.
He got full size ass hands.
Yeah, I'm full size. I like carrying.
Okay. If you can pull it off, yeah. I mean, it's just like a P07. But
I remember I won one of those in a raffle.
I advocate for a double single, for people to learn double single. It will make you a better shooter because you have to hold the gun steady throughout that double action pull. And if you can do that, then the single action is nothing. Striker fire pull is nothing.
And again, I mean, I've done that.
I think I might be getting another one.
I've taken my Mantis, and that's all I ever work my Mantis with is with a double action, single action. And every time I press the trigger, it's off a double action.
Right.
So when I do go to a striker fire, that trigger it's lighter. I don't notice the press on it. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. And the other benefit is you don't have to rack the slide every trigger pull.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely.
What's
100%.
SD Marine? What do you work on with the Mantis? The Mantis the most?
I'll start with the drills, but the majority of them, like Mike was doing with you, is the time drills from a press ready. As soon as the buzzer or you get that beat, just bring it up on target and work on trigger press.
Yeah.
And then look at where my shots are on the Mantis. And again, it's gonna tell me everything. Either my trigger was off or my trigger finger, too much trigger, too little trigger, not enough grip. And just by doing those drills, it has helped me tremendously.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I was just messing around with it yesterday, and it was. I almost didn't go to bed. I was up. I looked up. It was 10:30. I was like, damn. So I like it a lot. It's pretty cool. But I'm about to go with the Mantis himself again this week. We've been to keep it going, man. Keep it going.
Hey, I'm gonna work on your rifle game this weekend.
Oh shit. We started last time though.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get that video up soon. But yeah,
What
man,
AR are you using?
the AR.
Which AR are you using, RGG?
This AR pistol, but I gotta change the grip on it because
Hey,
I
RGG. That's
Yeah.
why I had to change my name on Instagram from Mike the Pistolero to Asian Wick, because Pistolero, it was too limiting, bro. Because I can shoot the AR good too.
He ain't lying. But my grip, what's those grips I be using, Zach? I put them on all of my AR
Scorpion,
stuff.
the ATIs. The
Yeah,
Scorpion.
the AT. I gotta take it off though
Why?
because it was too difficult to manipulate the safety the way I needed to.
The back strap was too
Man,
fat.
get the mag pull K2 plus.
It's because you got them little
Okay.
hands, man. That's all.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is. But I gotta definitely go. Matter of fact, I
And
might do that tonight.
Zach, he had too much hand meat.
Yeah, too much hand meat.
That's crazy. Well, at least the likes got caught up. Anybody else got any other questions or not even a question, but maybe like just an opinion on some levels of training or things people can do? Because I started thinking about that, man, just from sometimes it's not even the physical training. Sometimes it's just the conversation you have or the information that somebody like Mike or some other guys or Zach and these guys that I talk to frequently, they'll tell me something and it's just game. Like, stuff we thought we knew that we may not have known. So many ways that you can train without having to be at the range, shooting a lot of ammo. And I think like those dry fire systems, I think I like them. I don't have an issue with it.
Well, and you can dry fire drawing the gun out of your holster. Take your EDC gun, clear the gun, make sure there's no rounds, get in front of a mirror, support hand shirt, hand, get a grip, come out, press out, and just do that effectively.
Mm-hmm.
Boom, boom. Do it a million times, and you can see if you're doing it wrong, if you're herky-jerky, whatever. Boom, boom, boom. It's free.
That's a good question right there.
Only June up.
Ramsey.
Hey, what's going on, peeps and peepettes?
What's up, Joe?
What's the move?
What's happening, fellas?
Ain't nothing to it, man. Just training a little bit.
Yeah.
Everybody.
I just got that.
Guys.
I just got that CZ 75 compact a couple days ago. Well, actually, a little over a week ago. And I was shooting my XDE Springfield that has a hammer. And I did a comparison with the XDE and the CZ 75 compact. And that CZ 75 compact, dude, I know everybody got the bigger ones. It's not a compact, but that compact, man, it's doing me justice. I done fell in love with CZs and hammer firearms. And everything that my man was just saying is true with those hammer firearms. So I just thought I'd throw that in and let you know, man. Welcome to the CZ family, everybody to have one. I look forward to doing some training, but dude, I was training with my XDE for about a year, and I set it down for a while, started shooting the Glock. Then I went back and started to shooting another hammer fire, the CZ, and I couldn't shoot that XDE the way I used to. So it makes a big difference shooting a hammer fire when you're not shooting it for a while, and then go back to shooting something else. You really got to get used to it now. Your thoughts on just picking something to carry, or just keep practicing with them all?
That was for you, Mike.
No, for you, Mike.
What was the question?
The question is, would you okay, if whatever I carry, right? Just say I wanted to carry if I wanted to carry my 9, but every once in a while I wanted to carry something else. Just carry what you practice with, you would think, than trying to carry other stuff. Because when I go back to shoot something else, I'm not that sufficient in it if I don't practice with it as much as
I
the
mean,
one.
I
Say it
think
again?
you're answering your own question.
Okay.
I think you would be doing yourself a huge disservice by trusting your life to something you haven't practiced with. I mean, and this is the other thing that me and RGG kind of talked about, and I'm glad you mentioned that because I want to bring it up. Let's say you're used to shooting guns without a safety, right? And now
Yep.
today you feel special, whatever, and now you got your 2011 Staccato C2, your 1911, single action, beautiful chrome, blah blah blah. But how about today's the day you need to deploy the firearm, but you haven't been practicing sweeping the safety off. Now you got the gun up with the safety on, pulling the damn trigger, and it's not doing nothing. You know?
Yep.
I've never understood the whole concept of
Buying a pistol and putting it on.
changing out your carry gun. I've carried the same gun for years at a time. That's what I do. My gun that I trust my life with every day, I carry it for years at a time. That's the one that I practice with the most and everything for years. I never understood that changing your carry gun.
Well,
go with your. I never
Well,
understood.
I mean, I rotate. I rotate 2 or 3, but we're talking about winter carry, summer carry, and I practice with all of them.
I carry the
And
same.
I can, and so if I can pick up my P10C and shoot that, I can pick up my P10F, I can pick up my P10S, I can pick up my Glock. Any gun that I have in my arsenal, in my safe, I can pick and be proficient with. Period. Any single gun that I pick up in my safe, I can shoot that bitch for real.
I just don't.
I rotate.
I'm a back now.
Yeah, I don't rotate. I've never understood why you would rotate out your carry gun. It's just something for me that I've never understood. Something that you do.
Zach, I rotate my carry guns, but they all pretty much have similar
ways.
Similar. I will not carry a gun with a safety though, because I don't practice enough with a gun with a safety for me to trust my life to it. And I don't want to carry a gun without a safety today and carry a gun with a safety tomorrow. And now I need to use the gun tomorrow, and now I'm fighting with the safety. The safety becomes very unsafe for me. So even though I do have 4 or 5 guns that I rotate, my M&P 2.0, P07, P10C, my Walther PPS, the single stack, all 9, they all pretty much shoot the same as far as manual of arms. I don't have to disengage a safety.
Yep.
So, I mean, but Zach, when you have so many guns, and not to sound like a gun snob, whatever, but when you have a lot of options, man, you have to exercise those options.
I mean, I have a lot of options, but it's always been my thing to where I started out carrying a Springfield. I carried it for years. I decided that I was going to move because I used to carry 45. I decided I was going to change that. I never liked the Glock. I picked up a Glock 19X, and for some reason I liked it. So I've been carrying that for years now. I don't switch out. And maybe just because I'm big enough that I can conceal. So if it's summertime, I'm carrying that Glock. If it's wintertime, I'm carrying that Glock. If it's springtime, it's just for me. I just never understood that. I need to be the most proficient and know that gun better than any other gun that I know, because that's what, if I have to pull, that's going to be, to save my life.
Yeah.
What,
No,
what
I
did
agree.
Mike say? What Mike say?
What's up,
You
Billy?
gonna point and shoot.
Mike, what up?
Billy, how are you?
What
Not
up,
bad. SC, how you feel?
All right.
Roadblock, how's things going?
What's good, Billy? How you doing, man? How's Alex? How's Eric?
They're doing well. Your do-rag is tight as hell. RGG, what's poppin'? Zach, what's poppin'?
And you got that. And you got the Anthony Hamilton beard. Come on, man. Let's get it together. It's not connected.
What happened to Mike?
I don't know. Mike just hung up on
Don't
his
don't do that. Don't do that, Billy. Don't do that.
It is a little space right here, right? Damn it, I had a good question for Mike.
There you go.
In the car. I hope his phone ain't die.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah, I fucked up, man.
Don't be running from me, Mike.
No, man. I indeed, my finger, I pressed the wrong thing on the phone.
You finger banged the phone?
Indeed, my finger on the telephone, on the cell phone.
Yo, let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
If you got somebody that's doing a decent job shooting, but their form in some way or fashion is wrong, but they're still hitting, is that something that you chop off and start them all fresh, or do you try to conform to what they're comfortable with?
My way of thinking and teaching, I don't try to say my way or the highway, right? I have a certain idea on body mechanics, human anatomy, physics, and I think those are universal. So I say, you know what? I hold a gun like this. Why don't you try holding it like this? Because this is the benefit of it. Because physics is universal, whether you're a female, a 300-pound male, or whatever the case may be. Now, you may be a little off on form and still be getting the job done, but maybe if you try a different way, you could be a little more efficient. Okay? But if they're dead set on doing it their way, then I guess. But I think there's an efficient way of doing things, and that's what I try to advocate for.
Mm-hmm.
Just because you're getting the job done, and at what cost? Maybe you can be an accurate shooter holding the gun sideways or even upside down, but can you manage the recoil? Okay. Mm-hmm. Maybe your stance is a little bit off, and you're instead of facing the target, you're turning away from the target. Maybe you can get 1-2, especially with a rifle like AR-15, right? I see a lot of people holding the gun, they shoulder it literally in their shoulder or their bicep, and they're craning their head to try to get to the sight, and they shoot. They can hit, okay? But can you do that while moving forward, moving to the side? And can you do that, let's say, running full auto? Can you really control the recoil? Or is the cadence of fire gonna throw you off? Or are you gonna be holding the gun behind correctly and be rock steady, sending 30 rounds off in a couple of seconds and looking like a stud doing it?
Mm-hmm.
Where you don't move, you're just rock steady, and you look like a fucking Navy SEAL operator like that. Or do you want to look goofy? Hey, I'm getting the shots off 1 a second. I wanna look cool, bro. I want to flex when I shoot, Billy.
That's right, fucking flex all day.
Shooting flex, baby.
We was doing that steel challenge in Nashville, and that timed event where Lenny was at, and every time he hit the button, everybody went like that. Their head went down, the pistol came up. It was just like a turtle almost. And Mike was like, "Why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? Why are you wasting time jumping down like this when you could just move the gun up to your head and bang, 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 bang like that?" Because most of the time that buzzer went off and everybody did that. I did that. Right. So I thought about like, damn, that is right. You losing 0.2 of a second doing that.
You always bring the gun to your gun to the eye. You never bring your eye to the gun. You always bring the gun up to you. You don't go down.
Exactly. So when you move your head down and bring the gun up, what's happening? Two things are moving. It's harder to hit
It's
two
harder
moving
to get
targets
them.
than keeping your head steady,
doing this shit.
bringing the
Yep.
gun up to your eye.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And especially,
But see, I've never done competition like that. Like Zach, you have. Like you be out there. You know what I'm saying? You've done the competition and stuff like that. Like I just go out and shoot, go out to the range and shoot like that. But I've never been timed. So losing those seconds was never a priority to me until that day, and I was just like, "Oh shit!" Okay,
Wake up call.
I got
Wake
you.
up call.
Wake up call. Ding, 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 ding.
Forget
I
a
think
time.
what happens, what happens is social media, and then what we see, right? And that's the thing that, to Mike's point, that's the thing that we think we know and we don't know. But body mechanics, and it's more efficient. Just to bring the gun up. I mean, a good stance is just bring the gun up to your eye and just let it rock from there.
Yeah, the movies mess you up, man.
Yeah, 100%.
But see, when we was on the other end, just shooting still, just shooting. I didn't do that. I just brought the gun up. I brought the gun up to my head. I brought the gun up to my eyes, and I was ding, 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 ding. But over there, being timed, you know what I'm saying, with that pressure, everybody behind you and doing that, you trying to get the jump on everything. So yeah.
Hey, bro.
Yeah, you felt the pressure.
Next time, say ping. Ping.
So ping.
All right.
A bunch of people surrounding you and you yelling out ding, 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 ding.
Yeah.
Ping.
Say ping.
I ain't say ding, 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 dong. I ain't say that. I just said
Say
ding,
it
ding.
different. Say it different.
Say that different, for real. Hey,
And then
Eddie Tactical said, "Is a Glock a decent gun to train with?" He's asking for a friend.
He get on my nerve.
Tell
ODG.
Eddie to put his Glock in a garbage bag and leave it out in an alley. and stick to his staccatos. I approve of his staccatos. The Glock, not so much. But here, that's all, fun and games. But I'll tell you what, if shit hits the fan, I'm leaving my Alien, I'm leaving my Combat Master, I'm leaving my CZs at home, and I'm grabbing my Glock. Not because it's a better gun. And me and Eddie, we talked about this. I have a duty rig with a G17 holster. Because if shit hits the fan, I want to conform to the majority. 80-90% of the people are going to have Glocks in that shit hit the fan situation. And I'm looking for modularity. I want my gun to work with Eddie's mag, with my other buddy's mag, so we can throw mags at each other if we need to. If I carry a staccato and I run out of ammo, what am I going to do?
You lose a magazine. You ain't got none.
Yeah. So even though I poo-poo Glocks, not because Glocks are not good guns. They're great guns. I poo-poo the Glock tards. The people
they like Ohio State fans.
Right.
People who can't think for themselves.
Ohio State fans and Dallas Cowboy fans.
They drink that Glock Kool-Aid without understanding that there's better guns out there. Mm-hmm. And I'm buying into the ecosystem of the Glocks when shit hits the fan. I've got every Glock 9mm out there, and I have a case full of them. I don't ever really shoot them that much, but just have a reason why you have things.
I went with the Glock because it's reliable. I know that everything I put in it eats and spits it out like it's nothing. So
Stop it, Zach. Stop it.
It's true. It's
Stop
true.
it. Okay,
That's
how many malfunctions have you had with your Canic?
None.
Thank you. How many malfunctions, and what other guns do you have?
Canics. What else do I got?
Canics.
Refills and
I got the Canic. I got
that Canic. Got that Canic 19.
I haven't had one malfunction with any of my CZs, any of my M&Ps, any of my HKV9s. So the fact that people talk about Glock reliability, it's a moot point. It doesn't It doesn't make sense in this day and age of manufacturing, where all of these good, solid manufacturers are making damn near 100% reliable guns. Period. So don't give me the Glock reliability, please. Please.
That's why I went with it.
Boy, we just upset.
Glock is like Apple. Glock is like the iPhone. They're gonna come out with a different version with just a smidgen of a difference from one version to the next. That's pretty much what it is.
And here's the thing.
Is this a bad time to talk about Taurus?
It's
too early.
Bill.
I don't know nothing about Taurus, man. I really don't.
That's your expertise, Billy.
I know you can interact a. I know you can interact a. What was that? A Rock Island?
Oh, that's a Tornado.
That was a damn Taurus, Mike.
Tornado.
Hey, Billy was going around promoting himself. Hey, buddy, how you? Nice to meet you, my fly family. Watch this.
Right.
You make that ugly ass face.
I do that shit and walk away. See you later.
See you in a minute.
And the thing about the Glock, one last point. The thing about these Glock fanboys, I don't understand why they got such a hard on to love Glocks. Unless you get paid and you are a sponsored Glock shooter, why are you such an advocate for it? Now, and 90% of these Glock guys have never even heard of some of the guns that I have, some of the guns that I've shot. So how are you going to say it's the best when you haven't tried everything? You have a very limited. It's like if you've never eaten steak, how can you say chicken is the best? Your opinion doesn't matter to me.
It's true.
Now, if you've shot a HK, Walther, CZ, M&P, ARAX, Glock, and you say this is good, this is bad, I prefer this, man, I applaud your opinion. But if you only own a Glock 19, Glock 17, and you say this is the best in the world, shut your mouth. Your opinion doesn't matter.
Another shirt.
Right,
We got another shirt. We got another shirt, Billy. Get on there.
What is
that, number 5?
You about number 5, right? We making money, Mike. We making money
backhand. With the backhand, Billy, you gotta have a shirt like this. Like, shut your mouth.
Well, I'm glad I got a CZ, boy. I would have felt left out of this whole thing.
No, like what you like and shoot what you like, but don't ever like say Glock is the best, it's the most reliable, man. Just please. It doesn't like CZP01. How many of these Glock fanboys have ever heard of a CZP01 that has been NATO tested and has a NATO serial number because the failure rate was so minimal, like 3 out of 1 million rounds, P01 would fail. So don't give me Glock reliability.
Friday, fuck it. That's it.
Yeah.
Where can I find a
Hey,
P01?
SP01 Tactical. Tell you, one of the best guns.
I was just looking at.
SP01 Tactical, man.
I'm just watching
Shadow 2
right now.
Yeah, I don't own a CZ yet. I went
football
with
game.
I went with what I went with because they were reliable and the price was right. And like you say, I've never had a problem. I actually have one that needs to go back to Century because it gives me a little bit of an issue. I do have one. And other than that,
ET stupid, man.
I mean, my second ever gun was a Glock.
I apologize about my Oriental friend.
I wouldn't get one. Like I had a 17 a long time ago.
Yeah,
I got rid of it.
Take that off.
Then I wanted. I tried to. I saw the X. I tried the trigger. Out of all the Glocks I had shot, I liked it, so I went with it.
I had two 23s. I had 2 22s. I had a 21. I was looking for a 31. I couldn't find one, but I sold all of them. The only ones I have right now is a 19X, and I put an Overwatch precision trigger in that one, and then I got a Glock 20, and those are the only 2 Glocks that I have. The only two, and those are the only 2s that I want.
I think
I left the trigger in that. I left the trigger in the 19X. I liked it the way that it was.
Yeah, you know the thing about a lot of these guns
any other one
is people do a lot of tinkering with triggers on duty guns. It's a duty gun. It ain't no range gun, you know. Leave that shit be.
Nah, because Overwatch Precision makes triggers for carry. They make Apex makes triggers for carry, and they're rated.
But Glock makes
for
triggers for carry.
the Glock
Leave that
has a
motherfucker alone.
trash ass trigger. Glock has a trash ass trigger.
I mean,
I don't like. I'm a trigger snob.
But I'm a trigger snob too. But it's not the greatest.
I'm a trigger snob, and
it's a duty. It's
I
a
mean,
duty
my
trigger.
Overwatch
That's what it's
Precision,
for.
my Overwatch Precision trigger is 4.5 pounds. It's a 4.5 pound trigger. However, it's a smooth take up and a clean break. Two things that Glock triggers are not. So I mean, I everybody changes out the sights because who wants to have the goalpost on for their carry sights? Who wants that? Mostly
Why
everybody.
do people like this shit so much?
I mean, I've never understood why people were Glock fanboys. I mean,
I've never been like the
Man,
plastic side.
she the baddest bitch, the baddest girl in high
It just
school,
became
man.
a Glock
Her feet stink,
disinfection.
her nails dirty, her booty stink, her teeth
Damn.
rotten. Damn, you got to do a lot to this girl. You got a little Kim your gun. You just got a little Kim your gun when you get a Glock.
Bro, why you have to
Don't-
say
don't-
little Kim, though? Why you
don't do that. Don't little Kim you.
No, please don't. She looked like the
Don't do that.
leprechaun from.
Hey,
Well, she was-
this is not
She was horrible.
a little Kim dishing session.
He just pointed
Scared the hell out of me.
She looked right. I was like, what the hell is that?
Mm-mm.
I like the Gen 5. I like the Gen 5 triggers. They all right. I'm not in the market for a Glock.
But
I
listen
feel what
to
you're
what
saying,
we're all
though.
saying. Listen to what we're all saying. We're all gun guys, and we're pretty experienced gun guys, and none of us are Glock fanboys, even though we own Glocks, right? What I'm talking about are the ones that own 1 or 2 Glocks and they think it's the be all end all, the Glock tards. You know, that doesn't know anything
There you go,
else.
Billy Glock.
Another Billy Glock tar.
That's number 6.
I need that hoodie.
I'm gonna have to rewatch this live and shit.
And you got to get the picture from the dude from the Goonies. Yeah,
Right.
hey, you guys.
Hey Billy, for next year's RGG meetup, I want all those shirts made.
Glock hard.
All those shirts
Finger
made.
bang that bitch.
Finger bang
Finger
now.
bang that hoe.
I need that one. Old dirty Glock. I need that.
Yes.
I feel what you're saying though about having, because I mean, like if you look at the police force in Toledo, all of them carry SIGs. They don't carry Glocks. But a lot of other police forces in different cities carry Glocks. So I would be like, hey, you might want to get a gun of the police force in your area, because if shit hits the fan and shit go down and the police station is open, you might be able to, take that and put that into your arsenal. It just depends, man.
Mike, what you think about Berettas?
Love Berettas.
Okay.
Love them.
That PX4 Storm is true.
Beretta 92?
I got me
Beretta.
M92. That was a pickup that I got. And it's out.
Yeah, no. Like I said, I'm a double action. I'm a double action, single action guy. Once you get past the first double action pull and you're in a single action mode, I mean, there is not a striker fire trigger out there, Overwatch, Timney trigger, whatever out there that's gonna beat a single action trigger. You're almost in a 1911 world in that double action single trigger. I mean, because all you gotta do is let the hammer fall, boom, move the steer out of the way, boom, 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 boom. So I love me some Berettas.
I agree with him. I've always said that the striker fire, you can get a real good striker fire pistol with a good trigger, but a hammer fire will beat it every time.
Every time.
Mm.
And not to sound like a gun snob, but I've got a couple Wilson Combats, couple Beretta 92X performances, M9A3, M9A4.
Yeah, I want that 92X.
Hey, look.
I want that performance.
Let me before the live is over, I'm gonna say this and then get off the live so I don't have to look at all the responses. We got a real gun snob in here. Not a B&T guy. That wasn't no diss at nobody. Tell us about them 2 joints you got in that case, man. And it was only like however many of them made. What's that?
Oh, the Alien?
You got 2 of them.
Yeah, no, they only made 500. I got number 4 and number 169. Signature.
Game shut down.
Good night, y'all.
All right, everybody. This was a great
You guys. It was nice.
Right.
I'm gonna just turn around. I'm not even gonna get out my seat. I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna turn and cry. And we'll see you guys on Friday.
Before we go off, though, I'm gonna say one more thing. Sand Viper.
Huh?
Oh, try that one more time.
Sand Viper.
Sand Viper.
Oh, that's what's popping now?
Oh, damn.
Don't tell me.
RGG exclusive.
Wow.
Nah.
Peace, y'all.
Ah.
Peace,
How you
Mike.
shut down the show like that? Don't
Right.
nobody got that yet.
Mike left.
Son of a.
Man, it's over.
I know y'all seen that before.
Snob of the year.
He just killed the game and walked off. He dropped the mic and kept it moving.
That's
Sex and chocolate.
Right.
Hey,
Agent Wick, aka Pistolero, I appreciate you coming through, my brother.
All right, man. Make the shirts,
Always
Billy.
a pleasure.
Make the shirts, Billy.
I got you.
Yeah, Mike. Thanks for the game, man. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate all that, bro. Appreciate
All
the
right,
knowledge.
man. Take care. I'll see you this weekend, RGG.
Yes, sir. Zach, appreciate you. SD Marine, my
Yes,
brother.
sir.
Roadblock, my dog. Hey, Roadblock, lighten up a little bit, man. The week almost over.
Man, I don't like Chicago, man.
Damn.
I don't like it.
That's how.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
Yo, every
I don't like it.
corner,
No,
every
hold on,
time he
hold
turned
on.
the corner, his do-rag got tighter and tighter and tighter.
Hey, check it out though.
Do-rag's supposed to be tight.
Outside of Mike's shirts though, one of my highlight reels from the night was when Roadblock say, exactly, I don't understand why people switch up their carry. He was like, I rotate. I rotate. I rotate. He did say, I rotate. Oh man, boy, that was classic right there. He's like, I rotate.
Zach, like, I don't care. I carried my one gun for 37 years. I'm gonna carry it for 37 more. I'm gonna carry it for 37 more. You ain't gonna tell me.
Hey,
You ain't gonna tell me not to carry my gun.
Hey, Roadblock, why you play the whole thing though? I carried in the summer and I carried it in the winter.
All year round.
Hey man, I'm out of here, y'all. Hey, thank y'all. I mean, this was a super dope live. I hope everybody was able to take something away from it. I learned a lot from y'all. Learned a lot from Mike, Billy, SD Marie. I didn't even know you training the police officers, man.
Right.
Yeah, I've been doing it for 14 years. I've been at the academy now.
Dope.
Nice.
That's dope.
I mean, you could tell me some more stuff about the matches, man. I'm trying to get used to it. Then I'm gonna do a video on it.
Okay.
So, but I appreciate you, man. So I appreciate all you guys. I see everybody on Friday night, man.
All right, fellas.
Peace, fam. Peace.